Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure to go and press that like button and smash that subscribe button. So I'm in the cow shed here. So for our 2021 summer project this year, we're going to be digging a tank in here. So you may have seen in recent videos that we got the steel and stuff for it. So I'll just explain why we're going to be digging the tank. The simple reason is our steel slurry tank here it's sunken, so it's quite dangerous. So we've as you can see, it would usually be a lot taller. So we've taken all these individual boards off, and we've just scraped out the bottom with the bucket of the digger, and we were just taking this off. The reason why we haven't taken the bottom layer off is because the cows can go into that field and that field. My dad's just doing pre-mowing there. But when they come out of there, they can go in. There's a few fields back there, and we need them to run out so that they don't go into this. So I'll just go around here and show you. So as you can see, it's time for a new one because it's just sunken here. So this is inside it. It's pretty big, and as you can see, we just left the bottom layer off. But we've left this side off for the minute as well, because it's very hard to get to the other side of that to unscrew. So that's our steel slurry tank. And I'm going to be now explaining to you how we're going to dig it and like what way we're going to dig it. So as you can see, there's a wee like kind of wall with like pillars, and the slurry tank's very close to it. Well, we're going to be taking that whole, so inside here, you might see it better, there's this wall up to the right, and we're going to be completely taking that out. Don't need it, because when we've got all that steel slurry tank taken away and everything, we're going to be feeding here instead of inside here. So the cows will be standing and eating on this side, so we don't have to drive on top of the slats here. But we are going to have to drive on top of slats over here. So we're going to be digging it, I think, I'm not sure how deep, so in here where the massy is, we're not going to be digging in there, but this whole area we are. So I've explained to you that side that we're going to be digging. So also just one more little thing on this side, the slats are going to be about 3.5 meters long for each thing, and then this side we're going to be feeding on this side, so we have to use small slats. So like these slats here, we're going to be putting them in individual rows across. So yeah, we're going to be putting 2 meters of those, so the tractor can drive over and feed in here. And then we're also going to extend this a bit longer so that they can have a bit more room, because we're not completely sure if we're going to be feeding out here. We might be changing it into something else, but we're not completely sure. We're definitely not digging a tank in here, but we are going to maybe change that. So that's what the summer project will be, and yeah. So this isn't going to be a quick job, this is going to be very slow, because as you can see, we have to take each one out, every single one out. So we've done it pretty quick. As you can see, just over here, we have all of the sheets and like rubbish that was sitting at the side of the slurry tank and like the field kind of area. So we've taken that all out, and these are like the sheets You see, like, they're a bit rusted and yeah, stuff, so they're not great anymore really. But we have, oh sorry, over here we've got like, I also had to take this down, the ladder kind of thing where you could climb up to get to the, so you could look in if you ever needed to. So we've also taken that down. So so that took us about all week, just to take that bit down. And hopefully we'll get the rest down this week if the cows aren't going out there. So another thing that'll have to be addressed is the field. So this thing will make it a lot easier for the wagon to get in with the Massey when it's putting first cut in and second cut and third cut. So we're gonna have to take that all away, but we have a little problem because as you can see there's a gate here and it goes, there's like the post, and it probably need a better post than that, but we'll have to now have a fence coming across so that the cows, whenever they're in this field, they can't go in the yard. So we're gonna have to have like a fence probably across so that they can eat in the grass. So yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do also. And also this door here will have to be moved into over here a bit so that when the New Holland is feeding, it can feed, because this will be the side we won't be feeding on this side, we'll be feeding on that side. So if you want to know how many bolts there were, this is only a tiny fraction. So we estimated there was about 40,000 bolts and screws all together in the slurry tank, and here is like 3 of many buckets we have. So these are all filled with screws and bolts. So as you can see, we had to take these out and they're just not great anymore. They're a bit rusty and things, but they're still, some of them are still in pretty good shape. But that just shows you how many we had to take out, and I'm going to put a time lapse in of us taking the sheets down. The sheets down, so, and also scraping out the bottom. So as you can see, none of this will be going to waste. I think the boards will probably be going to the scrap unless any of you want to buy them, but we have like just water tanks and bricks and stuff, so those will probably be used for something, and like grates. But as you can see, we'll need new pallets for most of these things, and we'll probably just store them in a shed somewhere. But these bricks are still pretty good, so we're definitely going to be still using these. And then we just have like a few gates and barriers over there that we'll probably use. But we have a problem that'll be coming up in the winter, which we need to solve, but because it's not good, so we might have to bring those in. And also another few things that might, definitely probably be going to scrap that we have never, don't use anymore. My granddad did use. Ring feeder, we don't use them, so we'll be going to be putting that to scrap, because you can just see it's terrible condition. It's rusted, it's not great. I'm not sure what those things are, but as you can see, just it's not in great condition. So also round here, round slurry tank with bricks and Right. Tires will also need to be taken out, and also gear, like wheel slats. So we might be able to use them. I'm not sure, but as you can see in here, it's just lots of rubber and stuff. So we'll have to use those. We'll have to take these away before we can knock this wall down, because these might come in useful. We probably won't use them because they're, I don't think. The reason why we're not putting up just another new round slurry tank is because you have to have roofs on them. When we put these slurry tanks up, the rule wasn't here, so we didn't have to put roofs on. But now the rule is you have to have a roof over your slurry tank. So sometime probably we will have to put a roof over that. You see, when we have the indoor slurry tank, we will not need to have a roof over it because we've already got the roof. So that's why we're not going to be putting a roof over it. And also it costs a lot of money. This is the concrete one, very good, definitely recommend it. The steel one is good. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, just we've had it for a long time. My granddad, when he had it, he had 2 rings on it. I'll show you a picture on the screen. He had 2 rings on it, and then I think 1998 we put the 4 rings on it. So all the weight I think just caused it to sink. So it was quite dangerous, so that's why we're just deciding to put a new one up.